And the segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Perfie. Of course, the newspapers have a lot they are reporting this morning. We need you to join our conversation. Now, we want to take a look at what has been happening in the mining sector. During the latter part of last year, we were able to speak a lot about Galamsey. Trying to fight Galamsey, we had people on the street trying as much as possible to alert the government to stop even issuing other licenses because it was encouraging more people to go into Galamsey. Now, over the weekend, Joy News was able to uncover more of that, and we'll take a look at that. And not just that, we'll also take a look at the new committee that has been set up to make sure that we will be able to have the forum that John Dramani Mahama promised Ghanaians to have just before he goes into solving of issues right here in Ghana. And he did say that he was going to do that within his first 120 days of being sworn in. So the committee has been set. They have been tasked to make sure that they organize at the forum to make sure that the government gets to know the needs and the wants of the people and be able to grant it to them so you can have a better living. And I have with me Honorable Matthew Nyindam, who is a former Deputy Majority Chief Whip for the NPP. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
I saw you on TV last week.
I've always been seeing you.
I was watching TV. I said, that is Honorable on TV.
I see you all the time.
Welcome, though.
Thank you.
All right, it's good to have you here. And I'll read what the newspapers have, and then we can go into our conversation for this morning. I'll start with the News Center newspaper. The News Center, Baumia to highlight governance, ethical leadership, integrity in Nigeria today. Government to prioritize prudent fiscal management. Dr. Forson says so, and he's the finance minister. Is Lordina influencing Mahama's appointments, seething discontent within rank of file of NDC rising? University of Ghana's 20% whole fee hike sparks outrage. And that's all for the News Central newspaper. News Center, please pardon me. The next newspaper is a Custodian newspaper. The Custodian, let's work hard to improve lives, Finance Minister to staff. Be cautious of airing grievances, Fatima to NPP leaders. Sly head to Ghana Exim Bank, congratulations to him. Baomia's digital economy agenda gets global support. Zoom Lion honors YEA worker, and John Jinapal offers hope in energy sector. Onassis Kobe says so. The Daily Graphic newspaper is the next newspaper. Dasibre Ekwamoa Boateng III takes oath as Kwewu Paramount's chief. Congratulations to him. Financial indiscipline rocks MMDA's 10-year audit reveals 242.84 million Ghana cedis in irregularities. Wow. But why? 242.84 million. President appoints Bessa White to head SIGA and Africa Prosperity Dialogues open January 30th. That'll be it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. My next newspaper is the Economy Times newspaper. The Economy Times. Commodity markets outlook promising for cocoa and gold. Ghana reigns globally in fintech as WEF declares the digital economy as the future of Africa. Inclusivity to be integral pivot for Mahama's economic team. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper is my next newspaper. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. Fatima urges NPP to prioritize unity amid post-election reflections. PUWU rejects Mahama's ECG privatization move. 2025 WEF recognizes Dr. Baumia's digitalization agenda. Atto Forson pledges prudent fiscal management, and I would rather die than accept LGBTQ plus practices in Ghana. And this is coming from Honorable Alban Babin. My final newspaper is a Chronicle newspaper. The Chronicle. Honesty pays, a Zoom Lion worker heavily rewarded for returning 20,000 Ghana cedis cash. Congratulations, and that's a good man, you know. And I must say, Zoom Lion also did an honorable thing by giving him an amount that is even bigger than what he returned. You know, we've seen situations where people return and they get way less. So it's not even encouraging. But I think Zoom Lion gave him an amount of 25,000 Ghana cedis to reward him for his honesty, and I think they gave him either a motto or something. So Zoom Lion has done an honorable thing by doing this. I'll stabilize the city and create jobs, new finance minister assures the nation. Wow, I like this assurance. I'll take a picture of this and I will keep it for future, because you telling me that's been one of my biggest concerns as an individual, aside everybody, as an individual, is the stabilization of the city for me. So if the finance minister is saying that he will stabilize the city, is a big one for me. I'm saving this for future. And once he does this, I'm going to applaud him for that. There is a Bible quote here, and I think that it's only right that I read it, a Bible quote. It says, it's from Proverbs chapter 20, verse 25. It is a snare to say rashly, it's holy, and to reflect only after making vows. Okay. That's it for the Chronicle newspaper. And so I've already introduced to you Honorable Nyindam, who is here. He's the former deputy majority chief for the NPP, and he's here to help us in our discussion. We also...
And the MP for Pandai.
And the MP for Pandai. Oh, yes. That one is even more important because that one, you're still there. Yes. So he's the MP for Pandai. And you should see him on the vetting committee. Wow. You do so well on the vetting committee. So your questions will be apt, because he's been in Parliament for a while, so he doesn't joke with his questions. He's very good at this. Anyway, if you're still watching us, we're streaming live on Facebook, which is Joy Prime TV. You can tune in and be a part of the conversation. If you are also not able to tune into Facebook, you can still join our conversation by leaving your comments on our WhatsApp platform, which is 0551575757, 0551575757. And now over 100 licenses, mining licenses or mining-related licenses, were issued by Akufo-Addo government just last week. It's quite interesting to hear that, right? You ask yourself, how did this happen? Well, I want you to take a look at this video so you see the numbers well, and then when we come back, we'll discuss our issue. So these are the figures we are looking at this morning, and I know Honorable has a lot to say about it, especially, you know, it being under his government, you know, where people were calling on, you know, even a repeal to LI 642, so that people don't have the opportunity to mine in the forest reserves. And then we hear that, you know, you are issuing over 100 of licenses. You ask yourself, why so, Honorable? And I think the biggest question is, why? What happened? Maybe you know something that we don't know. So please speak to us this morning. There could be a very, very good reason why this was done.
Good morning.
Good morning once again.
And good morning to the good people of Pandai. Before I even come to the Galamsey, what is that, the licensing?
The license.
A little bite on the reward for the Zoom Lion.
Yes, please.
The Zoom Lion.
Yes, please.
Worker who returned some amount of money.
20,000 Ghana cedis.
To somebody. I think that he's done very well, which I praise him for that. and then I wish him well for that. But I have a little problem with some few comments you talked about. You see, when you are honest, you are honest. And honesty is something that we must all promote and try to inculcate into our younger ones or even our older ones. But it shouldn't be like when you are honest, you should be rewarded physically, or they must give you an equal monetary gain for you to be satisfied. I think that when we encourage it from that angle, that is not honesty. That's what I believe in.
That's what you believe in. I like that. Okay, I believe in that when somebody does something right, the person ought to be rewarded.
You have to thank the person.
Yes, the person ought to be rewarded. Yes. So if you can, why don't you? Because there are people who can, but they will still let the people. So you see, when we want to encourage people to do more, let us reward them in a way that when they are working towards it, it becomes significant for others to follow suit.
Reward is so important. Reward is so important.
Yeah.
But we should look at the kind of reward we are talking about and the acts. Okay, he's an employee, he's cleaning or he's picking some kind of goods, happy to find somebody's money, he gives back that money. Fantastic, good idea. The company comes in to reward him. I have no problem at all. It's a good thing. But it shouldn't be like when you find somebody's thing and you give back to that person, you should be rewarded in monetary terms. No. It could just be a big thank you is enough. Are you getting me? God bless you is enough. It is an attitude in you that you have to be honest.
Yeah.
Which I believe in that. But when we begin to push it forward, that maybe you find somebody's 20,000, you give back the person hasn't even given you anything, and you are worried. No, it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. That's what I believe in.
Okay.
I believe that when you are honest, it should be honest. And your reward will come in different ways. It may not be monetary. It may be some even blessings. It may take away some kind of calamity that may even befall you. God might even wave it off.
Okay.
And I think that's what I believe in.
All right, that's
now,
fine.
Back to the story of the day, which has to do with the licensing that you people uncovered. And you asking whether I have something to tell you. Maybe an insider, I have something to tell you. Well, I belong to the New Patriotic Party. I belong to the party that just left government. But I obviously wouldn't know much about why those licenses were given. So I'm going to speak from a broader perspective. And then I think that the licenses we're talking about, are they legal or illegal? That's the angle I want us all to look at it from.
Okay.
We are all condemning an illegality, which is galamsey. Even when you stretch to some extent, some people will tell you that from the beginning, galamsey itself was not a bad thing. But where we have extended to, where we have destroyed our sources of life, today as we sit, we are not very sure even what we drink, what we eat. We are not too sure of that. So it has become a crime. So we all must fight against the illegal mining. I have all my energy, my strength, and everything to fight against it. But with regards to the licensing that has been issued, maybe it will do us some good for us to find out those licenses that have been given to these individuals. In the first place, who are those people? Have they legally acquired those licenses? If they have legally acquired those licenses, where are they going to engage in? Are they going into our water bodies? Are they going into our forests? Where are they going to? If the licenses have been given to these people and they are going to legally, I'm not sure you and I are against illegal mining. I'm not sure.
No, we are not.
Seriously,
I think the only issue was to do with the passage of the bill where, persons were allowed to mine in forest reserves.
Exactly.
That was a problem.
That is the problem, which we all have.
Yes, but it's still there.
Yeah,
It wasn't repealed.
It wasn't repealed.
Yes.
I get it. The fact that it's not repealed doesn't mean that. Even common sense, excuse me to say, common sense. If you really think about this country, the last thing you should do is to get yourself involved in an activity that will be so injurious
But this is a case whereby we saw the hike of Galamsey, so we know that common sense is supposed to work, but it's not working.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
We are looking about the legality of what the licenses that have been issued.
Right.
Are you getting me? Like I said, those people who are illegally mining, they are the people we are dealing with. So these licenses that have been given to the individuals, we should be very interested to find out where they are even going to embark on these activities. Is it in our water bodies or deep our forests? I think that's where we should be interested in, you and I. But I'm not sure that the system is against legal mining. I'm not sure that if you are engaged in legal mining, it has nothing to do with our forest reserves, it has nothing to do with our water bodies. Obviously, we have to mind our goal.
But the sad part is that even mining in our forest bodies and our water reserves is more or less like legal when we look at, what's in Parliament.
Yes, that is where we were looking about.
So the legality is even an issue here, because we look at our forest reserves that went to Parliament and was passed that yes, you could still go ahead and mine in there, and this is a place that's supposed to be. Yeah, okay,
you couldn't just walk into the forest reserves and do some mining.
But we all know that if any place is not guided by law, things happen. People take advantage of situations. And we have seen videos where, revelations of people mining in water bodies, mining in forest reserves, even places that they are not supposed to mine, they still went ahead to mine in there. And so the question is, if people are fighting Galamsey, why do we still have to give out licenses?
You see, Galamsey is not the same thing as license mining. I'm sure the two are not the same.
Yeah, they are not.
They are not the same. So we all are fighting Galamsey. I will agree with you to some extent that some people take undue advantage because they have acquired some kind of license that they have the right to do legal mining. They extend their territories into uncharted areas. That I agree with you. So as a country, I'm sure very soon the land minister will get his vetting, he will be sworn in, he will take over the ministry, and we all must scrutinize the activities of people who have even been given the opportunity to do legal mining, so that we don't mix the two. You see, when we begin to put Galamsey and people who have also acquired licenses to mine together, then we'll get the system confused.
Yes, but you see, the thing is, looking at our water bodies, looking at our forest reserves, looking at people calling on government to put a halt. Even at a point in time, people said there should be a state of emergency. And so looking at that, you have, I get you. It's against Galamsey.
Yes.
However, looking at that, if they say state of emergency is not just against Galamsey, it was to do with the mining sector in order to be able to sieve the bad from the good.
Yes.
It wasn't even done. And we are still opening up more. How do you control these numbers then? How do you know that this person that I'm even given the license will not go out of borders like others have? Because you are even struggling to control the few.
Yeah. You see, I don't want us to condemn a legal act. I don't want that to happen. Human being by nature will misbehave. That's why we have laws. If all of us will behave well, ordinarily, there won't be laws. But per our make, if we are not controlled, we will obviously go overboard. So if licenses are being given to individuals to go into prospects and then go ahead to do mining, it is my responsibility, or it is the sector's responsibility, to make sure that the laws that govern mining, under which you have been given a license to go and practice or do some kind of mining, you respect our laws. You see, in this country, what I've realized is that we have beautiful laws, but unfortunately, we don't enforce our laws.
That is the problem. And
that's our biggest challenge.
And that's where the issue is, because it's a struggle for us to even enforce the laws. So why give out more licenses?
You see, you can't also leave the sector just like that people should not do mining.
All right, talking
people
about
obviously will go into illegality if you don't give them the legal aspect to go in.
Fantastic. Now, I want to talk about the numbers. I like that you brought this.
Yes.
Now, we take a look at the numbers so far from Jerry John Rawlings. Jerry John Rawlings issued 24
This is total mine, the 2,000
yes,
plus is put together.
No, I'm about to break it down for you. Okay. So, Jerry John Rawlings issued a total of 24 licenses during his tenure. We have President Akufo issuing a total of 14 licenses. We have John Evans Atta-Mills issuing a total of 7 licenses. We have John Dramani Mahama issuing a total of 14 licenses. Then 44 licenses. Thank you very much for the correction. Then we have President Akufo-Addo issue 2,037 licenses. Now, talking about that, we want to see the total. Like you said, the total of everything is 2,127 from all put together. One person issued 2,037. Now, the concern here is that with all these licenses, we saw Galamsey heightening. As Galamsey is heightened and you are going out of power, you still give license.
Yes. Timing is your problem.
Not the problem. It's the number of licenses that was given.
So
that's the problem. Because the issue is that we had to fight Galamsey. We had to speak against Galamsey. Now, speaking against Galamsey, of course, we had the license also come in. We heard that there was even going to be measures that will be taken, which is one of them is to repeal the LI in Parliament. It never got repealed. Now, again, as you're leaving, you still go ahead and you issue over 100 licenses.
You remember a policy was introduced that we need to encourage what we call community mining, where we will use it gradually to control Galamsey. You see, you go to a community, largely their lives depends on gold, largely, because one, their lands have been taken over. 2, their cocoa farms have been taken over. So their source of livelihood has completely been taken over. The only thing they can do to survive is to see how they can also fall on some pieces of land to see if they can get some kind of gold from it. So the policy was, okay, how or what can't we, why are we not encouraging what we call community mining? Put these people together, give them licenses, at least they are officially recognized that they could do some kind of mining, but under the laws, so that these people, this individual, don't go doing the illegalities that we've been saying. This was a policy. I get what I'm saying. So this community mining is something that we all must look at. What are the pluses and what are the minuses? Is it something that if we try to do it, we could get the people to do the right thing? Maybe under the back of that, some of these licenses were issued. I don't know. I get what I'm saying. But like I was telling you, is it about the timing or it is about the illegality?
Both. So we'll
because,
talk about the timing later
yes,
because
yes.
it's very important
yes,
to me. I
yes.
mean, if you're going out of power, why is your license? You're not the one.
His office hasn't ended.
Yes, but what is the essence of issuing the license?
His tenure of office hasn't ended.
Okay.
You don't even know when the people put in application for this license.
Okay.
You don't even know. I don't know. I get what I'm saying. You see, sometimes we should not be quick to just say because you have been voted out of power and you know very well you are going out of power, you cannot work. I don't believe that. Okay. Because if there is an issue between 7th of, let me even say on the 9th of December to 7th of January, you mean there's no president to take a decision?
So the president could have taken the decision way before, especially looking at the time you're leaving.
Nobody
and
goes
the time
into elections and think that I'm going to lose.
No, it was after election.
That's what I'm saying, that nobody goes into elections and says I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
I get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the fact that he has lost the election, or the fact that he even knows very well that, look, I've done my 8 years. His 8 years will end on the 7th of January. But in between that, he's still the president of the Republic of Ghana. You have a problem with the timing. I don't have a problem with that. But my
I have a problem with all. I don't have a
Okay.
problem with just the timing. It's, and not just me, but Ghanaians as well, because it comes off as
I'm also a Ghanaian, so I'm also concerned. Everybody's concerned.
Exactly.
Are you getting me? So between that time, if the president acted illegally, we all must talk. Why not? Why not? Because between that time and this time, if the president decides to take a decision, that at the end of the day will affect all of us. We must talk.
Do you think it won't affect us?
That's what I'm saying. That look, is it about timing or the acts? Is the act illegal?
Okay.
He has issued a license.
All right.
Is the issuing of the license illegal?
We'll talk about
if
that.
If it's an illegality, fine. But if it is not an illegality, don't mind the time he has issued the license. Because if he has decided that, okay, I'm leaving government, I have this to offer people, free, come and pick. You won't go for it because you think that he's leaving office? No. So let's scrutinize and let's interrogate the licenses that he has issued. Are you getting me? Where are they going to mine?
All right,
are they going to do the right thing or they are going to do the wrong thing?
I'll come back
That's
to you.
That's where my interest should be.
I'll come back
because
to you.
Because it is not an illegality.
Okay, I'll
so
come back to you.
So the timing shouldn't be a problem.
I'll come back to you. When it gets to Galamsey issues and all of that, even when we look at things that are not illegal, yet it is affecting us. So yes, there are things that are not illegal. Mining in forest reserves might not be illegal, but how much has it affected you and I? Mining in water bodies might not be illegal because of the LI in Parliament, but how has it affected you and I? That is what we have to do. As citizens, we are not looking at illegality, not illegality. They went to Parliament to protect us. But as they are in Parliament, what have they done for us? Anyway, Benjamin Kwashi has joined us and he's representing the NDC this morning. Good morning.
Rosalyn, how are you?
I'm okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, my brother?
Very well, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we are on the issue of over 100 licenses, mining-related licenses that were issued under the tenure of Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo the last week before he left office. And people are not too happy about it. Now, your government is in power. The first question is, are you going to repeal these licenses?
Thank you. Let me greet our viewers this morning and to apologize for coming a bit late. I think that listening to you on my way here, I've realized one thing that my good friend is trying to defend and categorize it into timing and the legality. I think that we all have the moral duty sometimes to realize that certain things we do doesn't only affect us, but affect a lot of people. I remember when we started campaigning against the repeal of the LI in Parliament, because at that time the majority was slim, we couldn't get it through. But you see, for a president to go ahead and allow for such licenses to be issued, when the whole country was saying, no, we need to put a stop to this illegal mining, for me, it is a disrespect from him towards the Ghanaian citizenry. My friend has intimated that maybe people got licenses way back before then. But I remember when Okudzeto-Ablakwa, the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, came up with cogent reasons why these licenses had to be revoked. If we are all in the process of righting that wrong, which has created a lot of problems for us environmentally, and then licenses are still being issued after you've lost an election, then I think that the MPP or President Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has never taken Ghanaians for serious. Because if he had any sliver of respect for the Ghanaian people, I don't think that even one license should be issued, especially after we've all cried in this country. You've seen organized labor, you've seen other bodies going on the streets to campaign against this illegal mining. And I think that it brings to fore the constitutional amendments that we are trying to put across. The Transition Act, I think that there should be a repeal of it where a president or any other party losing an election, there are certain things that you shouldn't be able to do. Because when you do certain things with the whole idea of it being legal, yes, it's true, he's president till the 7th of January. But between that time, should he plunder the country? Should he put us in a way that we cannot even govern as a new or an incoming government? And I think that once we have the majority in Parliament and looking at how the system has been, which has not favored anybody, because like you said, parliamentarians are there to be able to help ensure that our people and all we do are held in high esteem. I can assure you that the NDC will repeal most of these laws that are not right in the system. And also when it comes to issues of ensuring that there's an enforcement of the allies or the laws, I can assure you that President Mahama would ensure that. Early days yet, but I know that the president is putting in place measures to be able to nap this canker and ensure that the good people of Ghana do not regret giving the NDC the power.
But Honorable made some good points there, saying that it's these people could have probably applied a long time ago. It's just unfortunate that probably it delayed in the system, and so they gave them the license just, the final week before they left office. And it's legal, actually. It's not illegal, it's illegal. So it being legal, then we might not be able to say it's wrong or conclude on it being wrong. But you also did say that it was going to make it difficult for your government. How is that making it difficult?
Very difficult. These licenses perhaps have been given to people to go ahead and do their mining. When the NDC says that no...
In the right way.
In the right way. But the environmental challenges that we are having, do you think that we should just say that licenses have been given for people to mine in forest reserves, so we should just allow them to continue mining? Look, before the law, there's morality. I've always stated this, that if the law says A, and morally, you think that there are certain things that are happening that are not right, do you still go by the law and do the impunity? Rosalind, most of these licenses, which is what the NDC is investigating, we would come out and tell you the people that have those licenses, the individuals behind them. And these are people that were in government in the MPP administration. So it is not only about us complaining about the people, the licenses, or the licenses being given, but we are talking about the individuals involved.
So are you going to hunt the individuals?
Of course, yes, we have to. For the Ghanaian people to know the sort of people behind the presidency, the sort of people who were in government and were engaged in this act that has degraded our environment so much. Look, my good friend might want to call it politics as usual, but I don't see it politics as usual, that an institution like Akonta Mining, I've stated this several times, that if the president had any respect for the good people of Ghana, when people were making a lot of complaints, and Erastus from Joy.
Yes, Erastus Asari.
Yes, he did a lot of things about the forest minings that Akonta Mining was engaged in. What did the president say? He says, no, Akonta Mining has done nothing wrong. So from day one, we lost the battle to fight Galamsey because of the politicians that were involved in it. So
but Akonta Mining had a license, though.
Yes, he had a license. But so you have a license to go and mine in a forest reserve. You don't think about the next generation. The NPP has only thought about themselves. There was systematic grabbing of all state resources just to make them comfortable.
Let me find out from you, if the person doesn't belong to that political party but has a license, will you repeal it? Or it's just the people that belong to the political party?
There should be a repeal of a lot of things that has to do with the mining sector. One thing I agree with my friend on is when he stated categorically that there should be us regularizing these licenses and ensuring that the right people have the license and they mine in the right way. I'm sure that the NDC administration is not going to just take licenses without ensuring that the people that have the licenses are put in the right place. I believe that President Mahama has stated it. We've started with the economic dialogue that we're going to have. And these are all parts of the greater dialogue that he wants us to have as a country and ensure that going forward, we don't have situations like we have.
All right. Okay. Honorable Nyindam, you.
Anyway, thank you very much. But let me let my friend know that, you see, if there's somebody who has spoken eloquently about Galamsey and putting his life and his presidency
on the line.
It has to do with Nyindam Akufo-Addo. I am from the northern region. I have never even seen gold before, raw gold. I haven't seen some before. But where he's coming from areas that there's a lot of gold, a band of gold over there. So he should not speak as if we don't have, or we don't feel the pain of Galamsey. We all feel it. I'm sure even when he was leaving, when President was leaving, he admitted that he couldn't actually achieve the fight against Galamsey. And he urges all of us to take it up and fight Galamsey. So he has not taken anybody for granted. The water he drinks is the same water I drink. So if there is poison in his water, obviously I take the same poison. So we all feel it. But you see, when you fight a battle with emotions, normally you won't get anything out of it. When there are legalities involved, you won't get anything. I will never sit anywhere to admit and say that when they give you licenses, it means you must go into the forest and mine. I remember when we sat here, I told you that, look, these water bodies and then these deep forest reserves that people go in to do, it's an illegality. There are conditions under which maybe you may be permitted to do the mining in our forest reserves, not even water bodies. So members of parliament are conscious, and we are human, and we protect this country. So don't say we don't protect the people. We go there, we see them there. We don't care. We really, really care. Because it is the same people who gave us the mandate. And when they give us the mandate and we go there, we think about them. It may not be in your interest at the end of the day. You see?
So it was in whose interest then?
Sorry?
It was in whose interest?
I said there are certain things that might come out that you may feel like it is not properly done. But it doesn't mean that we don't think about it.
Yeah, but I mean, given passing that LI was...
That's what I'm saying. That, see, unfortunately, I don't have the LI here. Yeah. You see, if I had the LI here, maybe we could have been quoting relevant portions of those LIs. And I'm telling you that no member of parliament will sit down and open up our forest reserves, our water bodies. You see, that's what I'm saying, that there are conditions attached to those ones.
Okay.
Are you getting me? It's just that when you make a statement, whoever wants to interpret, chooses to interpret it the way he wants. Okay? So if there are some loopholes, people can manipulate. This licensing thing that we are talking about today, who told you those people are supposed to go into our forests and then...
Is mining related?
It's mining related. We are talking, you see, our fight is about illegal mining. Our fight is not about legal mining. That's what I established earlier. Are we saying that going forward, people will not be given licenses to do mining in this country? Is that what we are saying? No. That's not what we are saying. We are saying that, look, we will not allow our forest reserves and our water bodies for individuals to go in just because they want to do mining. We should protect it. He was just talking about one of your reporters, who has been reported. Erastus, who has been reported. I think yesterday there is a quote associated to him where he is saying that they have gone to take over.
No, he didn't say that.
Who told you?
He didn't say that.
What did he say?
He indicated that mining in one of the forest reserve areas is still going on.
No, he said you guys have taken over.
Guys.
You are speaking for, what are you speaking for? You are speaking for NDC.
You see?
But you are speaking as if that nothing is going on. Look, it's not just him alone. There are other reporters that have said that, look, if you go to areas that even the NDC people, NPP people, couldn't even go there. Today, the NDC people have taken over. And nobody is talking.
No.
You relax. I'm just telling you, you will get a bite on it. I'm just telling you, see, when we are all fighting, let's fight together. A wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter whether you are MPP or you are NDC. A wrong is a wrong. Whatever affects MPP today in this country equally affects NDC. And if you don't belong to any political party, it affects you too. So a wrong is a wrong and a right is a right. This licensing thing, like I've said, if the minister takes over and he feels strongly that this particular licenses were illegally acquired and have to do something about it, why not? We'll support him, because nobody will endorse a wrongdoing. I don't endorse a wrongdoing. But if somebody also legally acquires a license and need to go into practice or go into mining, I don't see why you should be stopping the person. But let's regulate. Under what conditions have you received the mining license? And how are you going to go to the ground there and mine? That's where our interest should be. That's where our authorities should look at. We should not sit down and say, because we have made the laws, people are taking advantage, and we'll put our arms and sit down and fold and be... No, that's not the way to go. The right thing must be done. If somebody is not supposed to do mining at a particular place, and the person gets himself there, it doesn't matter your political color. we should deal with you. The laws must deal with you. And that's the fight I want to see. That if you want to polarize the fight at NDC, MPP, somebody, people will do the same thing they are doing this morning. They are doing this morning.
But the issue here is also to do with the number of licenses. You see, the thing is, when we are talking about, I like the fact that we keep on talking about legality and all of that. But then as much as it's illegal, how has it aided the people? That is where the issue is. Because we might have it illegal, but how are the people benefiting or suffering from that legality?
So like I was talking about the community mining. That's what I'm saying. Even these licenses, we don't even know the individuals involved. We don't know the conditions involved. You see, we must also try from now to be making some conscious effort to make sure that the communities where these mining activities are taking place are also controlled. And if they need to get licenses to do small-scale mining, to be able to feed their families, they should be given licenses to practice.
Let me say this. I just want to say this. Anytime we talk about Galamsey, one thing that comes up is, that business is so lucrative, so it's very difficult to take the young ones out of it. When you take them to a data business, they say this and that and that. When we're growing up, we didn't really see it as that lucrative. And so we knew that if we go into other jobs, we'll make money. If you issue as many licenses as this, are you not telling the people that that is a very lucrative business? And so rather channel your energy there. And we might have it as a choked sector where even if it's legal, we'll still see some of our water bodies getting destroyed. We'll still see our forest reserves getting destroyed because the more people are mining, the more we face the repercussions.
So, my dear, which one will you prefer? The illegality or the legal?
I would prefer that we are able to control that sector rather than making it look so lucrative.
You see, when you look at the sector today, the communities have seriously challenged. Do you know that even cocoa today, our cocoa lands have completely, to some extent, been taken over by these Galamsey people. So people that were depending on cocoa, today, their generation have nothing to do.
Doing everything possible to ensure that the LI is repealed and to ensure that our water bodies, forest reserve areas, nobody goes into them.
Right. Now, talking about that, some of your men now on the ground, during campaign time, some of your members in leadership said that when it's time you take over, you will make sure that it's not Galamsey, but mining goes on. Are you going to issue license to these young men who are going to embark on mining? Because already we are seeing the choke, we are seeing the numbers going up. NDC says we will make sure we fish out people and repeal. Now, as you're repealing others, are you going to give license to new ones?
No, I can assure you that is why that committee is in place. It is just that because there was a lot to do, the committee has not been made public yet. I can tell you, no licenses will be issued to anybody until the proper framework. And we will not do it alone. We will do it by going to Parliament for us to do what we enact a law to that effect. But until that time, the NDC is not issuing any license. I can tell you on authority that from the day we took over till today, we've not issued any license.
So what will happen to your boys that PSA says, or it's alleged that they are on grounds doing Galamsey?
Well, if it is alleged that our men or our boys are on the grounds doing Galamsey, what we said then about it being illegal is the same thing we'll tell those boys today, that no, we are not going to allow it.
So what will happen to them?
Well, there should be a regulated thing that can benefit the whole country, not a select few. So that is the difference between the NDC and the MPP. We are saying that we are not going to allow even our members to go and do this illegal mining, all in the name that they are NDC people. No, Ghana is bigger than an individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we have some comments coming in. If you haven't sent your comments yet, you can still go ahead and send it to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. If you're watching us on Facebook as we're streaming live, you can also leave your comments there and we'll read it. I really want to start with Facebook comments before I go on WhatsApp. So do we have our Facebook comments ready so that I can take a few comments? This segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still phone prepare for you. Whatever gadget you're looking for, whether mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, we've got you covered in all of that. All you need to do is to download the app on your phone to make things very easy, which is Franco Trading app, or visit our website for further inquiries. That's www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still phone prepare for you. Now, we are preparing to bring your messages to us, and of course, the president also has formed a 7-member committee to have the National Economic Dialogue. Now, this 7-member committee that is chaired by the economist, Dr. Ishmael Yamson, and also the members are Dr. K.Y. Amwako, who is a professor, Dr. K.Y. Amwako, Professor John Gachi, Mohammed Samara, Nelly Miriku, Anthony Sapong, and Ernest de Graft Echiri. Now, these individuals were chosen for their expertise and experience in various sectors crucial to Ghana's economic landscape. Now, as we talk about that, I just want to give you a brief on who Dr. Ishmael Yamson is. He is currently the chairman of Scancom Ghana Limited, Mantrak Ghana Limited, and a trustee at the University of Ghana. He's also a director at Ishmael Yamson and Associates, Nosme Co Limited, Serengeti Capital Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana Limited, Incorporation, Gasam Limited, and also Bank of Ghana. Now, these are the credentials of the man. So I'm going on Facebook right now to read a few of the comments that have come in. If you haven't sent your comments yet, you can still go ahead and send it to us, because we will read all the comments today. Mensa Majid says that, in fact, JDM is a true leader. The appointment of the Economic Committee to dialogue and find a proper solution to this junk economy will help the economy to bounce back. The MPP government really collapsed the economy, but through the visionary leader, JDM will revive it. My greetings to Honorable Anaba Bukari Sakari, Council of State member. Okay. Bra Clifford says, good morning. We are fighting illegal mining, but not mining. What is wrong with someone acquiring legal licensure to mine? We should not pretend to be as if President Mahama would not issue license to miners. My greetings to Honorable Matthew Nyindam at the MP for Bandai, Clifford. All right. Nana Kwame Techi says that, please, where is Honorable Kwashi? He's here. Samuel Boache from Asamanke says, Galamsey was a key campaign issue, and Mahama's statements regarding the matter are on record. Given Mahama's considerable authority, he must undertake meaningful actions to address Galamsey rather than simply complaining about it. The question is, did those granted mining license obtain them illegally? Okay.
Illegitimately.
Okay. Notably, your guest insights are comparable to mine. Mbo Eric says, we are proud of you, Honorable. All right, so let me see what we have on WhatsApp as well. So for WhatsApp, we have... Okay, good morning, Madam Host. Please, issuing more licenses to Ghanaian people is not a problem. It's a human behavior, and please, let's allow Akufo-Addo alone and get to those people who are campaigning at the mining areas. Want to see our brothers and sisters in SHS to be taken meat and free tertiary for all of level 100. Okay. Good morning, Madam Host. Kindly ask the NDC man whether it is the NPP people acquiring the license that he has a problem with, or well-meaning Ghanaians. So, Honorable, Benjamin, I think this question is for you.
Yes, I'll answer it.
Okay. Yeah. Prince Henry Koforidua says, good morning. The past government led by Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia took Galamsey as their social intervention. Never again. PHK says so. Mr. Majid, I already read your message. Okay, good morning, Rosalind. The way the NDC man is talking, they'll soon gather their foot soldiers to take over the licenses. Ike from Koforidua. Good morning, Joy Prime. Is the micro-minority serious? Oh, there's nothing like micro-minority, please. Let me clear that. When you're sending in the message, you're sending it right. It's the minority in Parliament. So His Excellency, JDM has suddenly become the Electoral Commission to declare results in their favor. Don't they see what the Electoral Commission is doing to change figures which had... Okay, so unfortunately, darling, this is not my topic for this morning, and so I'm going to skip your message. Wuja K. Delali, watching you live from Breakroom. Great job, Joy Prime. I thank God, President Nana Addo is not a president now. I strongly believe that, I'm strongly believe that God, okay, you want to say, I strongly believe that God will transform Ghana through President John Dramani Mahama and NDC forever great, my humble MP Brekum East Elder Simon. All right. Good morning, Rosalind. The topic for discussion this morning is very interesting. The MPP government have been voted out of office. We have a new government. If the government feel there's anything wrong the ex-government did, at least the NDC have overwhelming numbers. They should revoke all those licenses. Today, across all mining towns, the NDC executives are taking over mining sites. Evidence is what happened in Obuasi. Both NDC and MPP members do galamsey. Through vetting, we all now know persons who have acquired state lands and currently living on state land in this country. We have a nation to build. It will only serve us good to do away with petty politics. Kefrim Pom from Konogo. All right. Good morning, Madam Rosalind. My name is Rash Chacha from Yape in the Central Gonja. NPP couldn't solve the galamsey problem because party hiasika. Madam, can you check the waters then and now on galamsey areas for me? Let me wish my Member of Parliament of Yape Kasagu, Honorable John Abdullahi Chirapo, congratulations for your ministerial position as Energy Minister. Sooner and later, Ora will be knocking on some NPP doors. They should cooperate from a rush. Okay. Sami Bwachi from Asamankesi. Galamsey was a key campaign issue and Mohammed's statements regarding the matter on record. Given Mohammed's considerable authority, it is vital that he undertakes meaningful action to address Galamsey rather than simply complaining about it. The question is, did those granted mining license obtain them? Okay, I think I did this already on Facebook, right? All right. Good morning, Rosalind. It's frustrating when others don't seem to grasp the issue. Imagine if a government started issuing licenses for individuals to hold weapons and subsequently the country saw a surge in armed robberies. Would it make sense for the government to continue issuing more licenses, essentially excavating the problem? Logically, the answer is no. If the issuance of licenses leads to an increase in armed robberies, it's reasonable to assume that continuing to issue licenses would only worsen the situation. This is similar to the Galamsey menace during Nana Addo's and NPP government tenure. If a policy or action leads to negative consequences, it's essential to reassess and adjust accordingly. Timothy Annabella. All right, so I'll read just about two and I come back to it. Good morning. Look, the previous government of Nana Addo Dankwa was wicked, arrogant, and insensitive. And okay, so I'm going to have to skip that one. Good morning, beautiful. Please, I think we should stop talking about Nana Addo and his failed government. Anytime I hear the name Nana Addo, I feel like getting heart attack. Oh, right. Wow. You really feel like it? Ahasa Sise from Zeno Central. Good morning to you. These are the people who was deceiving Ghanaians that they were calling Parliament back to revoke or to repeal the law Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia had passed to allow people to mine in our forest reserves. They were never ready to repeal the license. Ghanaians have done the best of voting them out of power to stop the impunity, arrogance, and insensitiveness of Akufo-Addo regime. MPP never again. All right, so wow, I have a lot of messages. I didn't expect to see all these messages. Anyway, so the government has set up a 7-member committee so that you and I can have a national dialogue. Yeah. He did this promise during his campaign, saying that within his first 120 days in government, he's going to make sure that this dialogue goes on so that it can hear the needs and the wants of the people and be able to solve it. Now, taking a look at the 7-member committee, it's headed by Dr. Ishmael Yamson, supported by Dr. K.Y. Amwako, Professor John Gachi, Mohammed Samara, Nelly Miriku, Anthony Sapong, and Enes DeGraft Ejri. So these are the members. Will they be able to accomplish? Or we might see a few gaps here and there. Well, I think that, Honorable Nyindam, I want to hear your opinion on the 7-member committee.
Well, that's okay. I will not say much about the 7-member committee. I wish them well. I don't really know what they're coming to do, but I wish them well. Whatever
they're supposed to organize.
organize what?
The national economic dialogue.
Well,
so they decide on who to be a speaker and who not to be a speaker.
To a speaker of what?
For the dialogue.
Okay, that's all right. Like I said, I have very little about the committee. They are very respected persons. I can never underrate their wisdom. I know they are Ghanaians and they have something to add. So I wish them well. But let me come and say that you come to the people of this country. You have a social contract between you and them. You tell them what you have come, or when you get opportunity, what you can do for them. If you look at the NDC manifesto, it's about 200 pages. And in it, whatever they want to do for Ghanaians is codified in that. Okay, that is the manifesto they went down and told the people, vote for us. If you vote for us, under the economy, inflation is as high as this, exchange rate is as high as this, standard of living is as this, and we promise that when we come, we'll give you better. Okay, we expect inflation to come down to a single digit. Exchange rate, we expect it to come down to a single digit. Conditions of what is the standard of living, we intend to improve your standard of living. So education, rules, all those things are properly codified in their manifesto. So that is the social contract between them and Ghanaians. And that is why the people voted. And somebody was just reminding them, because somebody has gone to the polls to vote for John Mahama because the son or daughter is going to the university and he's promised to pay their fees for them this particular year. It has not been paid. You see that somebody was just saying, when are they getting their money? That is a social contract. Are you getting me? So we want the NDC to know that as a minority, we will never stampede their work. We will definitely also hold them accountable. Same way Ghanaians will hold them accountable. But with this committee, yes, maybe they are coming to look at how best they can implement their 2024, 2028 manifesto. That's why I say I wish them well. But they should not come and give us excuses. Because I said Dunketia has said it, their chairman, that look, we are all in this country. Nobody is from Russia. They were in this country. They knew the conditions of this country before they said they could fix everything in this country. So as for the dialogue, I'm not against it. But they know it already. That's what I'm saying. What are they coming to say? Because they already know. The NDC knew everything in this country. That's why they wrote their manifesto on. So if they are coming for a dialogue, they are just coming to repeat the same problems they know. And they are coming to suggest the same solution they suggested in their manifesto. Because you can't tell me that you don't know the country you were inheriting. You knew everything that you were inheriting. If it's about the debt portfolio, they knew. If it's about the exchange rate, they knew. If it is about the, what's the name? The standard of living, they know. We expect that by the end of 4 years, Kenke that is sold 5 CDs and it's like this. Now Kenke will get some 1 CD, 2 CDs, everybody will be fine. Fish. That's what Ghanaians want to hear. Fuel. You go to the filling station, fuel that is about 40, the prices have dropped. Are you getting me? That is all we are all interested. So I wish the team, I wish them well. I pray they come and they are able to give us views, ideas that will let us navigate and reduce the conditions that we all face in this country.
Okay.
Like the Galam say, how do we make sure that by the end of the 4 years, are you getting me? Full soldiers of the NDC don't take over. But there are proper guidelines. Our water bodies, our forest reserves, everything is protected. These are the things that we want to hear. But they should not set themselves up and say, oh, Ghanaians are saying we cannot do this. Ghanaians are saying we cannot. No, Ghanaians are not saying that. That nobody should be deceived. That the dialogue will come and say, oh, don't go here because you cannot do it. Ghanaians have all agreed that we cannot do this. Ghanaians will never agree that you cannot do that. Ghanaians will always tell you to do what you have said you will do.
What if we have some individuals in there who can be able to help? You know, in Ghana here,
Yes.
whenever we activate our messages,
Yes.
people give solutions,
Sure.
but maybe they don't have the right channel to give their solutions to. And so this is an opportunity for them to go for the forum and be able to be heard so that whatever solution they have, probably the government can take it and use it to better.
Fantastic. That's what I'm saying. I wish them well. I get what I'm saying. I've wished them well on that because we expect that fuel prices will drop. Maybe through the dialogue, somebody will give them an idea
How to drop
the fuel. But if they come and they are telling us, the Ghanaians are saying that you cannot drop fuel because things are difficult, nobody will buy that.
Okay.
The kenke seller, me, I buy kenke. I like kenke in the evening. 5 cedis. Looking at me, normally 5 cedis doesn't match.
Yeah, so you have to do 10
cedis. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
I add my fish. I pray that by the end of maybe next 2 years, I go to my kenke seller, 2 cedis, 1 cedis. That's what people want to hear.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So this dialogue should not be a dialogue that people will set themselves out to say that, oh, Ghanaians have all agreed that I can't do this and you can't do this. Those things are passed because whatever it is in their manifesto, that's why we are going to hold them accountable.
Okay.
That's all we are going to do.
Right.
Yes.
Benjamin, let's get to know exactly what we hope to achieve with this dialogue.
Going into this election, President Mahama has stated that it was about the economy. So it's so interesting to hear my friend say that would give excuses. No, we are not going to give excuses. The NDC wouldn't give any excuse. The economy, as he said, that we knew. I was a member of the transition team. And I can assure you that there were things that we had asked for as a government. No, as an opposition then, through Parliament, your gold for oil deal, that nothing was given to us. It was during the transition that we saw the rot that was there. It was during the transition that we saw the depth that they had left in the energy sector. Yes, they were keeping the light on, but we were accumulating debt for us to come and pay. It was during the transition that we saw that the Agenda 111 hospitals that the president has touted that he has almost completed most of them, there was only 3 that they were done with. But because they were in government, and they had this information. Honorable is here. It was during the transition that we realized that there was rot also to do with this gold for oil thing. So yes.
What's happening with gold for oil? What
is the rot?
In the coming days, when the government of John Mahama brings it out, he knows it. He's a member of Parliament.
I don't know it.
How many times did the good people of Ghana ask that, bring the documents as to what you have implemented, what goes into it, how much has come, and all of that. If we knew that the energy sector that they handed over to us, we could put the light on for 2-3 days after we took over, you think that a good government that is leaving power will do this to the next government that is coming? They've run the country and they never believed that they were going into opposition. Today, President Mahama is here. And from day one, he has stated that he's not going to give any excuse. He said it clearly. Yes, there are challenges, but I'm not going to come and stand and say that these challenges, I cannot surmount them. Because the promise we gave to the good people of Ghana is what made them vote massively for us, believing in our manifesto, believing in the leadership style of President John Dramani Mahama. The National Economic Dialogue. From day one, President Mahama has stated that we need to bring everybody on board. When the MPP were in government and Bawumia was doing things left, right, center, I remember President Mahama saying that, look, you are running this economy down. Bring all the stakeholders together and let's see how best we can do things. The MPP, typical of them, they know better than any other person. They have an economic wizard. Bawumia is this, Bawumia is that. This is where we are today. Honorable wants to see Kenke that they had made, as it is today, within 8 years, change within 1 year. Honorable wants us to say that inflation should be a single digit within 3-4 weeks.
It's not Honorable who is saying it. You have said it all.
Nowhere.
Don't say
Honorable, let's be a bit honest with ourselves.
Yes.
Don't say anywhere that the NDC party said that the inflation would drop to a single digit within 1 week of our presidency.
That's not what I said.
what you are saying is that...
What I'm saying is that that's what we expect to see at the end of your 4 years. That's what I said.
Honorable, yes. I can assure you...
No, that's okay.
I can assure you that unlike your party, we have decided on this dialogue to bring every industry player that will help in us propelling our economy to a different level. The economy has been run down, but it is not in the interest of the NDC or President Mahama to just be making excuses. This group of individuals, astute people, distinguished career persons, people who are doing so well in all the sectors that they find themselves. Rosalind, these people are going to come together and proffer solutions to the problems that we have to do with the economy. And we are hoping that, as President Mahama has said, he will invite the MPP as well. You remember there was a time when we had that economic dialogue, and what is his name? MPNM, the astute MPP economist was there. Everybody will come on board. I just hope that we all build a consensus around ensuring that we develop this country economically.
So it's a solution-driven dialogue?
Yes.
That's what it is?
Solution-driven.
So it's not like you're going to listen to problems?
No.
Okay, so you already know the problems.
We know the problems.
You are looking for the solution.
So we are going to come with the problems and say that, okay, we inherited A, B, C, D.
Okay, so how do we solve it? Okay.
Industry players will be there to ensure that the economy gets back to its feet. And I'm sure that at the end of it all, we'll sit here again and give President Mahama all the praise.
How long are we looking at this dialogue lasting?
Well, the committee has been paneled. I'm sure that once they give their report, the next thing is to organize the dialogue, and we are good to go.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so I just want you to know, I just want to quickly read what's on the screen. For those of you who don't know who these persons are. Yeah. So the National Economic Dialogue actually was supposed to happen within the first 120 days of the president being sworn in. And this is what he said: hold a National Economic Dialogue to discuss the true state of the economy and prepare a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the budget. That's what President John Dramani Mahama said when he was campaigning to become the president of Ghana. Now, let's take a look at these individuals or these persons who have been put there. So the chairman is Dr. Ishmael Yamson. For the members, we have Dr. K.Y. Amwako. We also have Professor John Gatti and also Mohammed Samara. And then we go on to the other people. We have Nelly Mreku, we have Anthony Sapong, and Ernest de Graft Ejuri. Now, what does this dialogue seek to achieve? The dialogue and consultation on pressing development challenges. Also, it will discuss policy trade-offs and build consensus on economic reforms. Now, another thing that the dialogue is going to do is also communicate the true state of Ghana's economy. I think this is where Honorable came in saying that you already knew the true state of the economy.
No, we didn't know.
That's what their chairman said. I said, don't get here.
Okay.
Yes.
That no government should come and say he doesn't know what is inheriting.
Yes.
Because we all live in this country. You all live in this country. So you have inherited the economy. So you knew about it. You told people. That's why they gave you power. That's what he said. I was just
we are going
echoing what he said.
Okay, we are going to the people to communicate and tell them this is what we came to inherit. Yes, we knew that we're inheriting a mess. We knew that, and everybody in Ghana knew that the country has been run down.
But the true state is what the issue is.
The true state is what we are going to give the Ghanaians.
Okay. Develop a homegrown fiscal consolidation program, highlights key structural reforms and policy priorities. Has 4 weeks to submit the report. So the committee has 4 weeks within which to submit their report. Number one is agenda setting. They develop a comprehensive agenda aligned with NED objectives. Number two, speaker and panelist coordination. They will identify and invite experts in economics, energy, and agriculture. I was hoping to hear something on Galamsey here, though. The National Economic Dialogue report submission, again, another thing, logistics management, the venue selection, transportation, and logistical needs. Now, talking about the venue selection, I just want to ask you, is it going to be centered in Greater Accra, or is it going to be all 16 regions?
It's part of the mandate that has been given to the committee.
Okay, so they will make a decision on it. All right. Session facilitation, organize and facilitate discussions, workshops and breakout sessions, and identify moderators and rapporteurs, and documentation and reporting, record proceedings and prepare a detailed report with recommendations. So these are the mandates of the 7-member committee. So this, and maybe they'll add more to it, but I'll be excited to know that it's not going to be centered only in Greater Accra, because right. I always say that Ghana is not Accra. Yes. The unfortunate thing is that we always center things in Accra, but I'm hoping that it will. So, Honorable, looking at all these things that are being said, high possibility that this is good.
There's nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything new. Are you getting venue selection, transport, all those things? What is it? You want people to come and be dialoguing on these things. Like I said, you see, we all wish Ghana well. Okay. And when a government is elected, it is our government. Because whatever decision they take affects us positively or negatively. So we will pray that they take good decisions so that it will impact positively on us. If he is talking about the true state of this economy, what is the true state of this economy? Today, as at the time MPP was living in government, what was the growth rate? Between 4.5 to 5%. You think that was bad? Amidst of COVID? Inflation, what was inflation? Between 20 to 25, is that not the case? Think it's too bad? What was the exchange rate? It was around 14 point something. You think it's too bad? So you call that economy as a very bad economy that you have inherited. So you are here to go and tell the people the true state. This gold for oil thing he's talking about. Even when the Minister for Finance designates, he came to say they were going to anchor the city with the gold. That's what he said. When Jinapo came designated for energy, he repeated the same thing. So the gold for oil policy is not a bad policy. It's a policy that was initiated by the party to make sure that we use our gold to anchor our city. It was a policy. We are waiting for the bad they are describing to come out for all of us to see. But they see the truth nature that, look, it is a policy that is laudable. You can use your gold to anchor your city. They agreed with us. Let's wait to see what will happen. I am not telling them to bring KK from 5 cities to 1 city tomorrow morning. No. I understand that they are taking over. But that's our expectation. Our expectation is that the noise they've made, they've demonized MPP government, even whilst they have even taken over, they still think that they are in opposition. They are not. They are not in government. I wish them well. Let them come and dialogue. In any case, this is not the first time they are dialoguing. Is it the first time? The first coming of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, there was a table where they had to go and do homegrown policy, where they said they needed to come out with something to go and have credibility in the eye of IMF, policy what credibility. Everybody in this country was invited. The first coming of John Mahama, we all saw it. At the end of the day, what has come out of it? With the second coming of John Mahama is coming out with the same policy dialogue. Good. You see, if you have brains, you cannot say that you alone can think better than others. No, it is good to bring ideas together. So now that they are going, they are fully aware of what they've signed with us as Ghanaians. Their manifesto carries everything we need. So, like you rightly said, they are not going to come out with problems, but they are coming to look at solutions. Is that not your question?
Yeah.
And that's what he said.
That's what he said, yeah.
So you were writing all these things without knowing where you were going to get solutions from. You wrote all this in your manifesto. You didn't know where you were getting the solutions from.
If these were the problems, obviously you have to write to the problems down.
That's what I'm saying. That they didn't just write the problems. They wrote the problems and professed solutions to those problems. Like I said, I'm not running down the 7-member committee. No, because it will be the last thing for me to do. Because if I take power, as a young man, I've been voted into office, I also consult people to see how I can carry the constituency along, what it is that I can do to make sure that things are properly done. But our prayer is that they should not come and give us excuses. That's all we are saying. And we are also going to be part. If they invite us, we will go. We'll go. I am not an economist, but I know there are a lot of people who are also sitting down who also go and add their views to it.
All right.
But one thing getting the information, another thing implementing.
Right. Okay.
That's all.
All right.
So for the problems, they know it. It's the implementation.
That's
we are all
issue.
waiting for them
Okay.
to see how they, so that the soldiers who are down there taking over the forest and digging the gold, you see that he's not talking about it. When you ask, he was struggling.
No,
he was struggling.
I have never.
Your guys are in the bush. They have taken over all the forests. You people hurry up and chase them away.
Honorable.
It's very important.
Honorable, we are working as a government to ensure that the mandate that the people gave to us, we don't take it for granted. So I can assure you that this National Economic Dialogue is not going to be a talk show, no. It is going to be where we will grow policies to develop our country. And I can assure Honorable that at the end of it, you will see the results. Ghanaians will see the result. Look, I say that the economy is such that it doesn't only affect one particular party, it affects all of us. So when you have a vibrant economy, everybody's happy. I'm sure that within the times that we found ourselves in COVID, after COVID, the challenges here and there, it is time for us all to come together and build a consensus for the economy. I'm sure that the people that are on this committee bring a lot of wealth of information to bear. And like President Mahama has said, there are other economic committees that he has formed that are not known to the public. His concern is about how to make sure that the economy takes off and takes off very well. I believe that when the MPP was in government, they also did some policies that solve certain problems. And I'm sure that we can still tap in those ones and get to make it better with this economic dialogue. We didn't want to make it a one-sided event or a one-sided approach into finding the solution. So you don't see that as an NDC dialogue. No, we call it a national economic dialogue because we want everybody to come on board and let's see how best we can be able to solve our economic challenges as a people. One thing I know for a certainty is that President Mahama is not resting on his oasis when it comes to making sure that the manifesto that gave us the power that we are having today, everything in it is implemented. He has a social contract with the good people of Ghana. In that social contract, he said it within 120 days. So you can see that everything he's doing is according to what the manifesto said. Unlike before, where we were just choosing and picking. This time around, we are going through with everything that we have stated in the manifesto. And the manifesto, at the end of the day, is about creating jobs. It's about giving Ghanaians a better Ghana that we can all be proud of. So what is going to happen with this economic dialogue will propel the economy to the next level, would ensure that the policies that we are going to implement as a government to take us out of the doldrums we find ourselves economically, these are where we'll get the solutions. And my good friend will come to appreciate it that the NDC at the end of the day will fulfill its economic mandate to the good people of Ghana.
All right. So if you also believe that the NDC will be able to do that, you can still send your messages to us. I'm going to go on Facebook and see the messages that have come in on Facebook before I go on WhatsApp. Send your messages to us. We are streaming live on Facebook, which is Joy Prime TV. And so if you haven't left your comment today yet, I am going there right now. You can still leave your comment there. And you can leave your comments on our WhatsApp number. That's 055-157-5757. 055-157-5757. Let's see some of the messages that have come in. Okay, so, okay. So this one says that, I think MPP is getting me confused here. When Nana-Addo was making noise in 2016 that Kenke One Ghana is expensive, what has he done about it when he was voted to office? The time Nana-Addo and MPPs are making unnecessary noises in 2016 that petrol 1 gallon 14 Ghana cedis is expensive when he was voted to, what exactly did he do about it? Now the expected president, JDM, to do what? MPP should give us a break. Your expectations are clueless. Nothing is coming down in this country, but NDC come to power to prevent Kenke from 5 Ghana cedis to 10 Ghana cedis. Okay, so he's saying that it's not going to drop, but rather it will maintain. All right, the application of the Students' Laptop Scheme 2025 is available.
No. It's easy.
Good morning, Madam Roslyn. The NDC man shouldn't speak as if we are not in this country during their campaign. They stated clearly that the system is hot. So why can't they go straight forward to solve Ghana's problems and stop those committee things? I don't think it's necessary since they know our challenges. A very big good morning to Youth Redeemer, Honorable Matthew Nyindam. Okay, this coming from Prosecutor Bandai. Osei Bonsu says that, good morning, Roslyn. I hasten slowly to praise the president on these appointments, same as said when Nanado made his appointment. Remember the praises for NPP economic management team and where we are. Hashtag we are watching. I believe this is going to be the usual tea taken drafting of huge documents lacking implementation and using of taxpayers' money. The common person on the street knows our economic problems. Hi, this is Awudu Lash Jr. from Mafia's Parliament. We thank Allah for aiding Ghanaians to see the back of this wicked and insensitive Akufo-Addo and NPP's government. Roslyn, you see the thinking of the NPP manner like other NPP people. Frustrating is written all over their faces. What? They want the price of kinky reduced to 1 Ghana cedis from 5 Ghana after they have destroyed every sector of the economy. This from Mafia's Parliament. All right. Is it that the NPP man didn't hear Samuel Jinapor take on Akunta mining and the position of Nanado? The NPP must respect the Ghanaian. They do respect Ghanaians, boss. They do. They really, really do. All right. So the NPP defender is defending nothing. How can one person issue about 247 licenses, far more than the rest after elections, and setting up the transition team? Anything the incumbent should be done in tandem in the transition team, okay? I love Matthew Nyindam. Bandai has been rescued. This from Isaac Nijuban. All right, so I'll read just one more. I'm hoping that... All right, so good morning, Roslyn. I beg, bring to the attention of Upper East West, or UEW, okay, leadership to release the results of their distance students for more than 6 semesters. Simon, wow, more than 6 semesters? That's crazy. NPP and NDC are same. Chia, Stephen from Suwon. Stephen, so who did you vote for? Good morning to Mr. Kwashi, Kofi Benjamin, a.k.a. BKQ. Great submission. NDC is proud to have you, the Director of Elections, North Adai, NDC. Good morning, my dear. This is Abdul Ganiu, Makurugu Savannah region. He did same in 2014, but the results were doomsday and cancellation of trainees' allowance. Okay. Good morning, madam. I want to ask that where is the registration money? What did they use it for? What registration money are you talking about, boss? Musa Abatwa says President Mohammed's decision to form a 7-member committee for a national economic dialogue demonstrates his unwavering commitment to rebuilding Ghana's economy. This bold step signals that he means business and is determined to implement actionable solutions to reset Ghana back to its former glory. With strategic collaboration and expert input, the country is poised for a turnaround that will benefit every Ghanaian. All right, so I think this is all I'm going to read for now. Okay, Alhassan Sise, you sent another message. Good morning to everyone, Mr. President. So far, so good in your appointments, but please don't forget to reward your polling agents and the ward collation officers, as well as the grassroots who put their lives for these victories to become a reality. In fact, you and the party cannot afford to fail the people. The application, okay, the laptop thing, I don't know anything about it, boss. Good morning, Rose. Please tell Haruna Idrisu to include the medical students also in the refund of school fees because they are also Ghanaians. And more so, they didn't say that when campaigning. Please, John B. from Achim. Okay, John, I think you have a very good point there, so we'll let him hear that. Kasim Abu Sadiq from Pandai says, it's evident that Honorable Matthew Nyindam really understands the situation and political dynamics of this country. He's always wishing the NDC government well, shows his patriotism to this country. The most important thing, as discussed, is for us to see the change in the NDC promised us and not for them to come and tell us the problems we are all aware of. They should get to work and stop crying more than the bereaved. All right. Good morning, Roslyn. It's important to have the dialogue so Ghanaians will appreciate where we are talking off or taken off from and to be able to charge us upon completion of 4-year term. Sevenopoku Saki. Michelle Camp. One last message, and that'll be it for the messages. Panda is fully represented. More wins ahead of the youth redeemer, Honorable Matthew Nyindam from Mayebi, Thomas inside Kumdi. This is all time will permit for this particular segment, and I'll take the final opinions of my guests before we go. So, Honorable, your final take on our discussions.
Well, I think that final take will actually be dwelling on this our Galamsey 10. I would want to actually wish the government of the day well, and we should do away with politics in fight of this particular canker. Because if you go to Ghana Water and you listen to Friends of the Environment, you will get to know that if we don't fight this Galamsey 10 properly, it will be a source of the collapse of this country. Because we'll end up even importing water. And that is going to be very
That's what Ghana Water told us.
And I think that this licensing thing and the politics behind it and people taking over our forest reserves, willingly or unwillingly, I think that we need a serious approach in solving this particular problem. We all know the promises that have been made to the people on the ground. We all know how people, if you want votes, there are a lot of things you go out there to say. But if we want to go on the target of what we tell people, this Galamsey thing will collapse this country. And I want to urge them to look at how best, together, we can fight this canker. And if we're able to do it and do it well, mining will still be done. And proper mining will be done. And we'll all get the benefit from it. But if we want to go along with this politics, the usual politics, then I'm sure in 4 years' time, it's not going to be about the votes that we'll get. It's going to be thinking about the potable water that we're going to get. So that is just a little I would say. But for the economy, these are early days. We wouldn't be saying too much.
Do you think they can stabilize? They can actually, stabilize. That's what they said. They'll stabilize the city and drop create jobs.
There are things that they have come to tell us, and we give them the mandate. You see, we all pray with them. We all wish them well. Are you getting me? We should be the last people to begin to demonize the NDC. These are early days yet. We want to give them that freedom.
So how long is that free period?
John Mahama's government today is the fastest forming government from Parliament. You see people praising that he's done this, but they should be praising Parliament. Because you won't get, this is the first time I'm seeing Parliament so in a hurry to quickly help a government to form. This is the first time I've seen that. And I think it is a good thing. Because we don't want excuses. Ghanaians have also given them overwhelming majority. Okay? They wouldn't want excuses.
Okay.
So I think that Ghanaians have given them the power. The minority will back them. But they should be rest assured that we will deal with them. When they are failing, we will pull their legs straight to fire. And I want to urge media.
Yeah.
What is good for the goose is good for the gander.
For the gander.
Okay?
Yeah.
The media, as much as possible, you are very important in this affair. When it comes to democracy, if you take Parliament out, the media is next. And you bring out the good and the bad. But you are most at times interested in the bad.
Yeah.
Are you getting what I'm saying? We expect that you keep doing what you have done previously. Don't shift goalposts.
But we were doing it in...
I'm not saying anything. I'm just encouraging you.
Yes, all the time we do it. That's
and I know, all the time you do it, but we also watch you from afar.
Yes,
we don't have the microphones until you give us. So we watch you from afar. Right. Our voices are small, but I think that accountability is very important.
Very important. All right, Honorable. Yeah. Thank you. Benjamin?
I think I'll start from the angle where I want to join him in praising Parliament. And in doing so, I want to also praise the leader of government business, as they call it. So if you have a vibrant leader that propels government business, things will go very fast. So he should give the praise to the NDC leadership in Parliament because they are leading us now and they are doing things in a very cordial and good way. I think that the People's Manifesto that the NDC rose to power on is one that promised jobs, one that promised economic transformation, one that promised a better Ghana for all of us, not a select few. And this is what President Mahama, from day one of assuming office, has started implementing. We're not going to come back to the Ghanaian people with any excuses. What we are going to come back with to the Ghanaian people will show results. The people would rejoice in voting for us and the way they voted massively for us. The NDC is a party with humans. We make mistakes here and there. We are not saying that there are not going to be certain mistakes that we'll do along the way, but we pray that the good people of Ghana will hold us accountable to everything that we've stated. Look, President Mahama indicated when he was swearing in the ministers there last time and said that the Ghanaian people have progressed from just being political party followers. This time around, the electorates that we have in this country are people that hold politicians accountable. So we don't take the mandate for granted. What we can assure the people is that we'll carry everybody along in this governance process. We'll ensure that our members don't take the laws into their own hands. Look, after an election, it doesn't belong to anybody to say, oh, this political party, that political. After an election, President Mahama is not a president for NDC. He's a president for the Republic of Ghana. So let's be guided by that principle and ensure that whatever we are doing today, if it is done to us in the next 4 years, which will not happen anyway, would we be comfortable with it? If no, then you don't need anybody to bring you to that moral census. What we can all do is that in building that consensus, we need each and every Ghanaian citizen, starting with the economic dialogue. I'm sure that better days are ahead. I'm sure that the president will put his ears to the ground. I'm sure that from the appointments that he has made so far, we cannot but say thank you, President Mahama, and thank you to the NDC party. And I can assure Honorable that Ghanaians will not regret voting for us.
All right, thank you so much. I want to say a very big thank you to my guests for being here. We are grateful that you made time to join us. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise as well for giving us the opportunity to have this segment. So if you're looking for any gadgets, make sure you go to Franco Trading Enterprise for your gadgets, whether mobile phones, televisions, or CCTV cameras. Just go to Franco Trading Enterprise. You can actually pick the number on the screen, or to make things very easy, why don't you download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app, or visit our website for further inquiries, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Fie. My guest has been Honorable Matthew Nyindam, who is the Member of Parliament for Pandai, and he represented the NPP this morning, and of course, Benjamin Kwashi, who represented the NDC this morning. Thank you once again. Now, today is a very special day because today is my mother's birthday. And, you know, she's so excited about her day today.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday to you, Mommy. You know, we love you so much. Thank you so much for all that you do, your sacrifices for us. I mean, you always put us first. You've put your children first beyond anybody else. So thank you. And congratulations on all the feats you've achieved in life. Dame Oba Penny Gloria Kwasi, happy birthday. Yes, my ever beautiful mom. I got my beauty from her. Wow. So happy birthday. We love you so much. Yes, the most fashionable woman I know as well. Yesterday she said, have you seen my necklace? Yes. Happy birthday, Mommy. We love you so much. This day will be great. We'll definitely be partying today. And we love you. May God grant you long life, good health, prosperity. May God replenish all that you lost because of us. Amen. And may God's, God's blessings be upon your life. Amen. We love you so much. Amen.